Listen, before we begin, I have to put this up here right in front so that there's no misunderstanding. Nothing presented in this recorded recovery seminar is intended to be, listen, nor does it constitute diagnosis of anything of any kind or medical anything of any kind. I don't do that. Others do that. What I do is present some things from another way of looking at them to see if they can be of some help. I put another spin, another angle outside the box for those who struggle. So I'm reaching out to help them. See if in this that I presented to those in attendance on that day and how I presented it to them, you too can find some new and helpful understanding. This is an outside-the-box, another approach recovery seminar for those alcoholics and addicts who struggle with their sobriety, many of whom have relapsed again, and yes, yet again. See if it helps you. Here's the seminar. I'm speaking this evening to a group of alcoholics and addicts, and men and women all ages. They're here. They have been in and out of AA and NA. Let me see hands. In and AA out. How many have been in a rehab before? Raise your hands. Look at this. Many, many, many. I have about 90 people, maybe 100. How many been in jail over the sickness? Right. And they've been in and out of AA and NA in rehab. So there's some part of what they were taught and or told, the way it was presented, that they perhaps didn't get. I'm working on that premise. All the emphasis, the target issue is always the drugs. The target issue is the alcohol. The alcohol and the drugs are there. I put them here on the floor. They're going nowhere. They can't get up. They can't do anything. They are inanimate. They don't have hands and legs and feet. Why are we blaming them? The addiction is, I want to do what I want to do, and I want what I want when I want it. You say, and even if it's wrong, I'm going to get it. And all drugs don't have the name of heroin or crack or cocaine. The drug, instead of being cocaine, can be Lorraine. How's that? Yeah. And instead of crack, it could be Jack. Anything can be the drug. The issue is always within the human being, and the addiction is, I want what I want when I want it. And even if it's wrong, you say, I'm going to do it and I'm going to get it. And nothing is going to stop me. Nothing. I'll do it. You say, I'll do it behind your back. I'll do it anyway. In fact, I'll do what you say. I'm going to do what I want, even if it costs me all. And there's the addiction, flat out. We've been told we need a support network. So what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to show you the support network that stops the want to do what I want to do, that prevents the want to do what I want to do, in a way in which you haven't seen it. The name of the seminar is called The Outriggers. The Outriggers. So how about I take another approach? Sometimes if you show people something from another angle, they see it from another angle, and when they see it from another angle, they see it differently. They say, wow, I never looked at it that way. I never saw that. Wow, I never thought of that. I never looked at it that way. So I take it outside the box, and I'm going to show it to you tonight in a seminar called The Outriggers. Now, I'm drawing this out here. This here represents the waters of life, and the waters of life can sometimes be very rough. The storms come up and the winds blow. How many have felt some of that in their life? And what are the storms? You got arrested, you're in trouble, they were warned as the children, all the regrets. storms, the winds of life. And here you are, this is you, this is a canoe in the water. This is the canoe in the water. Now, you are the canoe. You are the canoe in these waters. Now these waters can be okay, but then they get rough. Oh, you created an arrest. Oh my God, you're looking at that. Oh, my family, oh, and all these other things. And the canoe, you can tip over. Tipping over equates to relapse. How many know when the waters get rough, you relapse? Let me see hands. Oh yeah, the winds can blow. Watch the winds, hear the winds blowing. Hear them blowing, see the waters churning, and you're the canoe in the water. You absolutely will go down. However, if on that canoe we have outriggers, so on this side of the canoe there's an outrigger, which is a pole out here, and a small canoe on that side, and on this side is like this, and an outrigger here, which is a little canoe. That way, if the waters of life get rough, the canoe, you, the canoe, can't flip over. Can you see that?
Yes.
Now let me show it to you from the top. What I showed you is an outrigger over here, the small canoe. Okay? That's what keeps you from turning over. This outrigger is a sponsor. This outrigger is a person in the fellowship with whom you have bonded heart to heart, with whom you are tight. Not somebody you see once in a while. You have dinner with them. They know who you are. They know your heart. They know what's going on in your life. You share that with them, open. No bullshit. Straight up. Now you've got the outriggers. Now, in my life, and I'm the canoe, I have the outriggers. I have a sponsor and a person, but I also have two other outriggers over here. There's another person and another one here. These are little canoes. When the waters in my life get rough and have gotten rough, and the storms came and the winds blew, believe me, this canoe could not turn over because I had the outriggers. They're not a support network. They're outriggers. And without them, you, the canoe, flip or relapse. How many can see something different here? Raise your hands. This is another way to look at what they call a support network. The outriggers. This is a clearer way to look at it. Keep in mind that it's only for those who are still struggling and trying to get it, and they need to see things from a different angle. 4 years ago, I had a problem. No alcohol, no drugs, a life problem. The waters churned, the winds blew, whirled. And the people on these outriggers called one another. They knew what was happening. I shared much with them, but they knew that I have, and I want to do what I want to do. I have a very powerful I want to do what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And they're close enough to me to know how powerful that I want is in me. The I want in me was what lost everything and caused me to become homeless. Yeah, homeless for 6 years. I want to do what I want to do. I know it's wrong, but I'm going to do it anyhow. Get out of my face, I said. I'm going to do it anyhow. How many have that issue? How many have that addiction? Yeah. Well, they knew that, and when this happened, they really, I'm telling you, they circled the wagons around me. These outriggers were there so that this canoe did not turn over. And 2 o'clock in the morning, my friend Kev is banging on the door. He said, "What the hell are you doing?" I called so-and-so, or they called me, and they said this and that. "Sit down, man." And he was pissed. And they circled the wagons, and I would have gotten into a storm like you could not believe. No alcohol, no drugs. But the waters churned. How many can see this? Outriggers, they knew this. They understood that I was the canoe, that this thing would flip me over, and they were going to make sure it didn't flip me over in any way, shape, manner, or form. The outriggers, important. There was no alcohol or drugs involved. There was a behavior, the addiction. The addiction is, I want to do what I want to do. And I want to do it at all costs, even if it costs me all, because I want to. And once that I want to in you kicks, it short circuits every cell in your body. And it disconnects you from all reality. It disconnects you from consequences, and you can't see anything except what you want, and you're going to get one way or the other. How many can raise their hands on this? Can you see this? This is not what others say. This is outside the box. This is another approach, and it opens for you a new awareness where you can say, I never looked at it that way. I never thought of it like that. That I'm the canoe in the waters. I could flip over in the storms of life. And you say to yourself, wow, if I have the outriggers hooked on to my life, then I can't flip over. They are there for me. And the outriggers are not people you say, hi, how are you? Harry, how are you, Lucille? How are you? These are people that know you. They know your heart. They know what you think. In fact, if they know your heart, they're part of your heart, and you are part of their heart. And this will sustain you, because they're in life. I don't care how many years you have, or what happens, man. Something can happen, and you need these people. Now, where do I find them? In the meetings. In the meetings, just listen. You listen when people speak, listen with your heart. When the person talks up there, pay attention. I saw that person that spoke up there. That's not a person, that's a mirror, because I saw a part of my life in what they said. Go up and find out more. If you want to know what else they know, you have to get to know them. That could be one of the people, you understand, of the outriggers. Keep in mind that it's only for those who are still struggling and trying to get it, and they need to see things from a different angle. This is also shown in another seminar, very powerful. It's illustrated, called Alone in a Dangerous Neighborhood. Because when I had the problem 4 years ago, I was alone in a dangerous neighborhood. The waters were, oh my Lord. And then the outriggers were there to stabilize it, and Kev came out 2 in the morning banging on the door. They care. So a relapse for me would not have been to use alcohol and drugs. The relapse would be that my addiction to I want to do what I want to do even if it's wrong was on. Can you see that? There's the, I want to do what I, how many of you ladies met some guy, he was bad for you, you knew he was bad for you, and you went for it anyhow? Let me see your hands. Yeah, a whole bunch. I want what I want when I want it. So he's the drug. How many of you guys have met a lady who was bad for you, but you were going for it anyhow? Yeah, look at that, whoa, whoa. When I was in the shelters, I asked that question. I said, how many of you guys ever went to jail over a lady? Anybody here ever go to jail over a lady? They were raising their hands. I said, how many went to jail over the same chick? Well, they raised their hands. You need you need the outriggers, man. You need the outriggers. How many have been helped by what I showed you today? Let me see your hands. You can do that. Yeah. Hey, if you found this outside the box recovery seminar that I just presented helpful to you, then share it. Share it with friends on Facebook and on Twitter and on your other social media accounts. You may help someone else's recovery by doing that. Well, that's the seminar. It's important, however, to understand that it's not offered as a replacement for your participation in the treatment and self-help programs that are available. It's offered to you for the purpose of opening new understanding and to encourage you to get into the appropriate self-help and treatment programs that are available for your life. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you around.